Now, challenging question. The environment does have a big effect on moods and health and everything that's been mentioned. So why do people like to visit haunted houses and get scared and go into environments that are, I'll say, risky, thrilling, or they're not peaceful, put it that way?
Good question, Joe.
It's a hard question to answer, but I can speak from various disciplines of the background from my Orthodox background. Okay, if you hear, I'll start with this first topic. If you're going down the street, okay, and you hear this very deep bass movement in a car or wherever, it's a very negative feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not uplifting. Okay, it's a very low vibration. Okay.
Yes, it is.
And people are not aware that they are conscious beings. Have no idea. And most people have a lot of past trauma in their lives of negativity by various abuses, etc. So they only identify in their own being as being very negative. Negativity is a limiting belief, and all we can do is be in love, in light, to help them. Okay. This is a question that a lot of urban planners ask. Okay. In philosophically behind the curtain among colleagues. Okay. Do we throw a new apartment complex in a bed if it's going to change the neighborhood? Really uplift the place. But those who are kind of aware, kind of planners, and these kind of conscious planners, okay, when a transformation of place, it really has to begin with a call of the conscious collective of individual reaching out to neighborhoods, because if people are all abused and negativity, it's not going to change the place. And this is a challenge, basically, is urban planners, real estate people, is to actually get conscious thinking, kind of meditative groups and breathing techniques and centers, so people can release the negativity inside their bodies through functional medicine, like through chiropractic, and letting go. Because when we have bad negativity of abuse, it sticks in your stomach, and you can't be who you want to be. You must release it and go through it with a certain licensed practitioner and make better environments by helping other people. It all starts in neighborhoods. All starts with change one conscious mind, then to 2 to 3, then the whole community. When community consciousness change through meditation and physical care, we can change a place. And many, if we look at especially electromagnetism, it's a horrible thing. I've had people who've had these big higher power lines who've died very young. We are all vibratic. We all have electromagnetic forces within ourselves, and we have to be aware. Is the electromagnetic radiation is a positive, negative for me, or how am I living? So I would say one thing is basically, if I were one would move again, I'd go hire an energetic analyst to see what the kind of EMT in my house are, what kind of mold, what kind of toxicity in the house is. So at least that basic thing can be aware of. Because we're not aware of, the typical thing is, okay, I go buy a house, the realtor told me, whoever Johnny, Billy, or Susie sell me the house, right? You follow me? They're interested in selling the product, but they don't know anything about that. They don't know how it affects you. They don't care about the health about you. And a lot of the pipes are toxic in the house. And, is an area called clean building technology, which is becoming a big issue the last 10 years. A lot of homes are fixed and flipped to, to turn them and make you sick. But we have ways of rectifying them. But you should know the basic things of basically how to rectify your own house simply and succinctly. I will one day, in the future, and God willing, I'll have a demonstration of these wave technologies and how to you look at your body and how to rectify your house to your body, like a chiropractor does. It's a big deal, actually. It's a relatively new science. Germans have been doing it for the last 10 years. Europe is way ahead of us in these kind of things. We're just still in the dark ages, with energetics. But remember, you are the light of the world. The light of the world lives within you. And, you can be, by you sharing your love and light to the world, the neighbors, or you can give them a brighter day. That's really the most important thing, to live a high level of service, whatever you do.
Thanks. That made sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just want to add a couple of things to that. And I also wanted to add other perspective as well. So if you go at a higher level, just understand when we are talking about Vedic architecture, Vastu architecture, it is just one kind of energies, magnetic field, cosmic energy that we are talking about. There are many other things as well that impacts the way we think, the way we are. And we have to take everything into consideration to see why something is happening. So coming back to the question that you asked, Joe, why people go to haunted houses or go to such places, right? It is the same thing. Why do we watch horror movies even though we know we will be scared? Why do we watch horror movies in the night when we know we'll be even more scared? Why do we watch horror movies with all the lights off? And this is just one example. There are other things. Why do we do things that are considered negative? All the addictions, drugs. We know what is going to happen. We know if we go to, we have this, I don't know, understanding based on movies or whatever been told. If you go to graveyard in the night, there are really horrifying things that happen, or they are evil spirit and things like that. And we'll still do that. Many people do that, right? So we have to understand that everything, when we are talking about this whole universe, including the Vedic architecture, which is talking about the energies of things that we call, has energies. And we interact with energies day in and day out with everything. Everything that is made up or whatever we see is made of some energy. There are some energies in everything. And those energies are within ourselves as well. And going by the law of attraction, like attracts like, we have thrills for things, whether they are wrong or right. Going by the universal law, things that are called negative energies or negative side that we consider have far more greater attraction than the positive side. That is why you would find people being more negative or getting drawn to all those negative traits that we typically define, not as much to positive traits. It's very easy to have a doubt rather than having a faith or a confidence. That is the reason. So that is the law. So in order to elevate, and why this happens is, in order to elevate someone's awareness, awakening, is go from darkness to lightness. And unless you understand that, go make that plunge, you will always be attracted. When I say you, everyone will be always be attracted towards the negative side more easily. That is why we have more attraction towards smoking, drinking, sex, things like that, all the things that are considered bad. And that's when we don't even look at the impact on ourselves, our health, our family, our relationship, and things like that. At times, they cause problems in our relationship, even if we all know that. Having said that, I would also like to say one more thing, and maybe Ellen will hate me for saying this, that there's no doubt that everything what Ellen said makes sense, it is how it is. Everything has the energy, and we have to think about the energies of the things or house, or how we are building the house, how we are designing the house. But at the same time, please don't. I don't want you to lose heart and think that, oh, if my house is this way or my bed is this way, my life is going to be doomed. There are always solutions that can be done. Remember that thing first. Even if there are things bad, your house is not perfectly made of Vastu architecture, or you cannot do that, you do not have that space. Don't think that your life is going to be doomed, or your relationships are going to be doomed, or everything will not work for you. So just remember one thing, that help is available. There are solutions that Alan can maybe tell so many solutions that he may suggest people. So that's one level of thing that you should remember. The other thing you should remember is, it is just one level of energy. There are other energies also that impact you. So ultimately it comes down to awareness and how well you are aligned to higher level of energies. So if I give you one example, if I am staying in a house which is considered to be bad as per Vastu, I should be having problem with my relationship, I should be having problem with my job, I should be having problem with my financial situation and things like that. But do we say that everything happens because of just based on the house that you stay in? No, there are other factors as well. I'm not saying that Vastu does not work. It works. Of course it works. It works perfectly. But it is just one piece in the overall picture. There are other pieces you have to remember. So, for example, I have stayed in a house which was told to be not Vastu compliant. And I did see ups and downs as well. I did see things that didn't go my way, but I did see things that really happened quite nicely for me. So what I'm trying to say is, there are other things. Just remember that as well. Don't lose hope. First of all, don't just think, okay, since I don't understand the topic, I don't have money to spend. Even though there are Allens who are ready to help, I can't really implement the solution because of certain restrictions. Please don't lose hope, because there are solutions. And if nothing else, even if you're not able to reach the solution, just remember your own energy is the biggest energy that can drive you from negative to positive or positive to negative. It's your awareness that can make the difference. If you're not aware of your energy, all these fields, all these things will have more impact on you, and they will drive you without you knowing. But if you're more aware of things, you can negate some of the side effects of these. So I just want you to remember that.
Yeah.
So don't think that, oh, because my house is like that, I can't build, I don't have money to even implement suggestion what Alan is saying, then my life is not going to change. That is not the case, and that is in my humble understanding and experience. Yeah, Alan, you wanted to say something.
I will explain something. Okay, I'll try to be. Okay, let's say we have an instrument in the drawer. You follow me? A knife, right? Or a cooking instrument, right? We can cut a piece of bread with a dull knife. Harder. Okay. But with some of these, I call them tools or awareness, we can cut the bread easier.
Absolutely.
So I describe, it's a long journey, because if you look at some of the material they actually have written, it's like, as a Christian, as a Well, or some of the dogmas behind the mandala placement, it's very dogmatic. If I just put the door here, I will gonna be a millionaire, right? Okay, I admit this, okay, but it's the idea to get in conscious flow, conscious blissful flow, is the instrument of refinement, not to be the dull knife, but to be a fuller knife. That's how I describe it. And and it's when I went a couple of times with my former loved one, because what's so special about the sacred center? what's so special about the center? Okay, but we do actually. It has practical aspects too. Because if you look at the Indian, like a Indian house, which I one time when we meet together, I'll share a couple of pictures and you can look through them, in the book, But it's about light and vent. I mean, the Indian architecture or great architecture looks inwardly, not outwardly, as if the heart. Okay.
Absolutely.
So when you're India is a very hot place and tropical places. I've done resorts and so forth. You don't want to. You want to have a balance. You want more of the light to where the lesser light is, because it's so bright looking. On the southern hemisphere, it can cook your eyes in the tropical place. And you want to have you want to have a balance of light, so you can look with your eyes naturally and experience the beauty with all within. Because after all, a building is expression inward, outward, but the Brahmastan is actually a reflection of the inner heart. And this ability, of the beauty of the inside is actually what reflects on the outside. We can all agree to that, But the actual placement and everything else can be, a little dogmatic, but there is ways in the energetic or bioenergetic world of energy fields, okay, which is the chiropractic side of spatial planning, okay, which is relatively cutting edge. People don't hear about it, but we can do simple rectifications. There's a couple great Indian architects that are out of Pune that are really fantastic, who really have had dual relationship between East and West. Are fantastic guys. And there's courses we can do to rectify simple things, your house placement, by, adapting this, the energy to, to place and place energy for simple things. It's a very interesting field. It's like a chiropractor. You follow me? A chiropractor can manipulate your spine. You follow me, to the better energy flow. This is the same thing we're talking about, and the energetic flow of architecture on that side of it.
I agree. Yeah, but at the same time, I also wanted to remove any concern. Many people think that since I am not able to do it, I am not able to take care of, make this change in my life, not able to take full advantage of the energy around me. Like Alan said, it is a knife or sharpened knife that can help you cut the bread faster or more efficiently. But also remember that these are just a tool. A knife can only help you if you know what to cut.
Exactly.
And if you know what to cut, and also you need to know that you need a knife to cut the bread. So just because you're sleeping on, keeping your head on the east wall, or just because you're sitting in meditation in the northeast direction, facing northeast direction, don't think that you're going to go deeper all by yourself without you trying anything. We have to make that journey. We have to make that effort, like Ellen is saying. It is a tool we can use, but we have to go inward first so that we can take full advantage of that. If you don't make any effort in doing so, there will be some energy flow which will be always flowing with you. You have that knife, but you're not able to take full advantage of that knife. So that's how I would put it. So just wanted to say this way, because sometimes people do have this concern, oh, my house is like this, I have this life, I can't do this change, I can't do that change. If you cannot do that change, there are still ways. If you can do some changes, that can definitely help you. But any case, I would just say don't lose hope. We we can control quite a lot. We can control quite a lot. The more inside we go, the more deeper we go, you'll be able to see quite a lot, and the more you will be able to align with all the energies around us. And like Ellen can attest, when he was talking about the energy fields, yeah, and he was saying that maybe in one of the meeting we can talk about the magnetic field we have, maybe some measure of EMV and thing like that. That will be definitely helpful for sure. But just remember, um, don't lose hope. Don't give up. Don't think that things are gonna be bad because you are directionally not aligned right now.
Yeah, even on the practical building side of it, okay, which prevents sick building syndrome, is understanding when you buy a building, the threads of light that go through it. Okay, it's free. You can look at a house, right? You can make sure the orientation of light goes through it in a correct way. That's free, and how the wind blows through it. Those are free things, right? They're common sense. Mm-hmm. And in the Victorian era, if you look at a typical Victorian house, you'll see there's actually a Brahmastan in the middle. You see, I can show you one. They have a big air standard chimney in the middle. Air moves flow through it for moving the air. These are common sense things, but we've gotten to it's being aware of it, because basically, if we go into city planning, you see how the streets are like spaghetti all over the place, and they don't make any sense of community. That's the architectural, the classical side of it. We have to be kind of aware of how air flows, light flows is generally, okay? And I've seen things, especially when light is not going in the house correctly. You get a lot of dark spots, mold, and practical things from this. So this is something that is easily rectifiable. You can say yes or no to buying a place, but it's not going to affect you personally. It's like a knife, right? Or example, I had a house once. Think about it, guys. Okay. Mm-hmm. You don't put pine trees on the southeast side of the house, a whole grove of them. You don't do that, because a pine tree does not, shed its light. Its branches during winter here, right? And where that kind of pine tree belongs is in the northwest to cut the wind. These are kind of common sense things, but inevitably we have a serenity prayer that lies within us first. What I can and cannot do. I might not be able to, buy a house, whatever else, but I can look in my own space what I can be. Am I sharing the best love and light possible? It's the first priority. And what can I do for somebody? What my limited gifts? Can I be full of gratitude? It's very important. These are beyond, these are the basic tools, right? But then when we get to Lettle's example, we're playing a guitar, right? We play with a dull guitar, right? A string guitar, we play with steel strings. These are just tools to make your being more brilliant and more clarity and more reason. That inevitably it starts with you.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And one of the thing, the solution that you're talking about, even if you can't move your bed towards east wall, right, or the west wall, which is the south wall, or which is the next best option, you can always move where you sleep, even if you move the headboard, right?
Yeah.
No one stops you from sleeping on putting your head toward the footboard or sideways. I know this might look funny for many people, but these are some of the things I have seen people doing as well. Many people in India doing that. because they could not move their beds, or they could not sleep somewhere else, could not put their bed somewhere else. But there are many solutions. I'm sure Ellen can list thousands of the solutions that people can follow. It is a good discussion. Thanks, Ellen, for talking about a unique topic for these meetings. And it should help people think about utilizing the energies in a way that they sharpen their knife, having the
Yes.
right tools to cut the bread.
It's just been a kind of interesting journey for me to put it together. I have so much things, you follow me, and so I kind of use last week's principle to unlearn and learn, let it flow. Kind of, we kind of had an open discussion, and I don't know where it was going, but I think it's been very good for everybody involved today. I want to thank you. You made me a little more confident, and that I can talk publicly about my passions, not being in the closet. Thank you.
What are you talking about? You never looked. You never looked that you're not confident at all.
You appeared very confident to me, actually.
Yeah.
No, I'm very much in my head too much, but I do have a lot of gifts to the world, but I've just this group has allowed me to express myself, verbally, and I need more of that so I can be the best magical me. Thank you. I gain more from your listening than from me giving. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alan.
Yeah.
Seriously, Alan, you were too cute. Too cute.
No, it's interesting. I like to show to everybody sometime, I have these tools, that you can think about that they'd be kind of like you call it show and tell as kids. So Laura, we'll have Laura, we'll have show and tell. We'll have everybody show the device. You follow me? Show and tell day. We'll make a little fair like little kids, have show and tell. That'd be cute.
Are we going to bring our little rugs to nap on?
Yes, rugs and nap on, and Joe will bring his camera, give show and tell. We'll have a show and tell, maybe a dinner or something sometime together. It'd be kind of funny.
And cookies in our lunchbox.
Yes.
Maybe once we start our face-to-face meeting, we can do that.
I can test people's ground too and see if you have ley lines in your house. They're serious. They do this. It's that's actually scientific. People don't want to talk about this. Actually, ley energy lines. Some are quite very dangerous. If you have them, you got to move your house, your orientation of your house. People do have. I have somebody who died of being next to a power pole at age 35. A guy went to the group with his kid. He died of power lines. It's serious stuff.
Good grief.
Yeah. It's kind of a new wave of energy, but it's unfortunate. We've all been sold. We've not been sold what real art is, real appreciation for art and science and music. It's in the classical way. It's a dumbification of people, but people don't know. They don't know. It's not their fault. That's the main thing. So it's been great. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. In fact, thank you for taking time and showing the courage and showing us some new perspective that I think everyone can use.
Yeah. So if you want me to come rectify, you will bring the gauge by and we'll play with it. See how you wave it.
I must admit, Alan, as you were doing the presentation and talking, I was walking around the house with a compass.
It's a good idea, actually. It's like it's good for kids. You follow me? Because basically, it's not his fault. Because basically, we're all kind of like, you must work, you must keep your mind. You're not aware of what's going on around you. Okay. One of my greatest joys in life is watching the wind blow between the leaves.
Love it.
How things go. How things flow. Because it's very, very childlike, but that's just me.
Alan, I do the same thing. I watch the wind blow through the trees and all kinds of things, just being out in nature a lot, and tuning in to the vibration.
Yeah. You know, we all have to be, especially these times, we have to be really people of love and peace. You follow me? Doesn't matter what color you are or whatever else is, you know. And I'll share more time about my experience. My goal is basically, you see someone in the street, say I love you. It's really important. You know, you have the divine being in you. If anything else I want to take away, basically, if you see an example, I went to the store yesterday, somebody that's disturbed, you know, in a coffee shop, okay, right? It only takes $2 to say, hey, look, I'll pay for your coffee, right? So they can feel love. We're more important to be beings of love and light and truth, beauty and goodness. Live your life like that and lay it on so people can see the light of the world within you.
Wow, that's really like the best thing I've heard all day.
I live my life like that, you know.
Sending you a heart, Alan. I'm sending you a heart.
Thank you. Thank you. 2 thumbs up. Okay. All right. God bless you all.
So just want to wind up with two two references from that video that Alan made us watch. It was a good video as well. If you can get up early, or if you get up early around sunrise, it is highly advisable that you go out and walk and look at the rising sun. It is really, really highly advisable, not just from the energy perspective. From energy perspective, it is really nice. In India, it is considered to be a really, really powerful thing because sun also is considered God in India. And there is a tradition or ritual of offering water to sun, or rising sun basically, and it helps people, and I've seen many people changing their lives, getting better, specifically in terms of your own confidence as well as your career. It really helps in that. Even if you don't do that, you don't want to follow a ritual, because you can't consider sun as God, at least go there in the morning, consider sun as a friend, and have a look at the rising sun and the setting sun both the times, and you will see the energy within you will start to change, and you will see the outlook you have towards nature, that will start to change. I think Joe can attest to that. He's been going out in the nature quite a lot these days, but that has quite a lot of impact on our personality, how we think. It actually makes us stronger as well as much humble as well. And like Ellen was saying, it makes you pay it forward to others. Small little thing that we can do for others. We don't have to like spend huge money to make change to someone's life. Even a small smile, if we can bring to someone's face, is a jewel that we all can cherish for the rest of our lives.
Beautiful.